This video will be talking on shipping. So you can ship in two dimensions, in two different ways. You can ship with sea and you can ship with air. If you are shipping with sea, they calculate what we call CBM. And if you are shipping with air, what matters most is the weight of what you are shipping. So CBM, they are going to calculate the length, width, and the height of your goods. That will determine the amount you are paying via sea, but via air, it's just the weight. So meanwhile, you can have a goods that is as big as 2 mansions, and the weight is just 1 kilo. You are going to pay lesser. But by the time you take the goods to the shipping company and you tell them they are shipping with air, and they will just weigh it, and the weight is just 1 kilo. So you're only paying for 1 kilo. But if you take a goods that is as big as 2-story building and you want to ship it via sea, even if the house weighs 1 kilo, you are going to pay more. But you are going to be paying in millions. Why? Because sea only calculate the space your goods will occupy. Sea calculate the space your goods will occupy, while the air calculate the weight of your goods. So haven't we said that? So we'll be starting with sea calculation, so which is CBM. So the first thing I would like us to check is what is CBM, and then what is 1 CBM. Now, 1 CBM is 1 meter length, 1 meter width, 1 meter height. You can see the picture I'm showing you. 1 meter length, 1 meter width, and 1 meter height. That is CBM. You can see another one. 1 meter height, 1 meter width, 1 meter length. That is 1 CBM. And there are several companies that you can ship your goods with. Some of them will say that while shipping 1 CBM goods, you are going to pay 550,000. Some is 520,000. Some is 500,000 per 1 CBM. You can see this is a picture of 1 CBM on my phone. This is just 1 CBM. 1 meter height, 1 meter length, and 1 meter width. That is 500,000, 550,000, 520,000 as the shipping company that you are using, as they stipulate their money. But I'm sure you are not going to pay less than 500k for shipping 1 CBM. So you'll now be asking a question: what if my goods is not 1 meter length, 1 meter height, and 1 meter width? Will I still pay the same 500,000 or 550,000 as the case might be? So this will take us to a calculation that we will need to undergo in case our goods is not up to 1 CBM. So how will you be able to calculate it to know how much you are going to be paying the shipping company as a shipping fee? So let me go to my book. So here I have a typical example: CBM calculation by sea. And I've said something earlier that 1 CBM is equal to 1 meter length, 1 meter width, and 1 meter height. So now look at this. I bought a carton of milk for 345 RMB, and the dimension below was written on the carton. That is, they said the length is 500 mm, width is 350 mm, and the height is 200 mm. And then also the weight is 4.5 kilo. And the dispatch rider collected 15 RMB to take that carton of milk to the shipping company. Now you can see that in the picture I showed you early, they were calculating in meters. So you will see some cartons. They are going to write, in fact, at the back, beside each carton, most of the things that we buy, they will surely put the calculation on the carton. The carton will have the calculation. We have the, let me see if I have any carton here that has, okay. Now, look at this carton. Underneath, they put it there. That this carton, the dimension is 543 times 432 times 311. That is 542 mm, 432 mm, and 311 mm. So it's in mm. Some they will put it in centimeter, and some they'll put it in millimeter. So anyhow the case is, we will do a calculation that will suit each of them, and then you'll be able to calculate. This is just one carton, this is just one carton, and then you'll be able to calculate the dimension of your goods and etc. So let's go back to our board. So I've gotten this. So how am I going to know how much I'm going to pay, since this carton of milk is not up to 1 meter length, 1 meter height, 1 meter width? So how much am I going to pay for the for shipping this? Apart from the amount of money I use in buying it, how much will the shipping company charge me for it? So now we have said earlier on, let's move on. We have said earlier on that CBM is equal to length times width times height. Are we there? So this is CBM. Now this is in millimeter. How will I convert it to meters? If you are converting millimeter to meters, you are going to multiply this 500 millimeter times 1,000 times 1,000. So by doing that, you are converting this 500 down to 500 millimeter. You are converting it down to meters. And then also, if on the carton they wrote it in centimeter, you are going to multiply it by 100, because 100 centimeter make 1 meter, and 1,000 millimeter make 1 meter. So this is how we are going to do it. So you are going to divide, did I say multiply? You are going to divide 500 millimeter by 1,000 millimeter, which is 1 meter. We will divide it, then by doing that, we will convert this 500 millimeter down to meter, and then we will convert this 350 millimeter down to meter by dividing it by 1,000, and the 200 down to meter also by dividing it by 1,000. But if it's in centimeter, what I'm saying is that if this is in centimeter, then I will divide by 100. The centimeter I divide by 100. But if it's in millimeter, I will divide by 1,000. Are we there? So I can continue calculating it now with centimeter, and then I can choose to do it with millimeter. So let's go back, since I have millimeter on it before. So So therefore, now coming to our calculation, then I will say CBM equal to, let me open a bracket, 500 divided by 1,000 close the bracket, So if I like, I can put times, since I'm multiplying. Okay, let me put times, open another bracket, 350 divided by 1000, close the bracket, times, open another bracket, 200 divided by 1000, then I close my bracket. So by the time this will be equal to, by the time we divide 500 by 1000, then I'll be having, if you have your calculator, you can make use of it. You'll be having 0.5 times 350 divided by 1000, you'll be having 0.35 times 200 divided by 1000, you'll be having 0.2. So this is what I'm going to be having. So by the time we multiply all of this together, by the time you multiply it together, you can take your calculator, multiply. Okay, let me see if I can just do that from here. So 0.5 times 0.35 times 0.2, then it's giving me 0.035. So coming back to my worksheet, then the answer is equal to 0.035 CBM. So this is the amount of money I'm going to be paying for shipping a carton of milk. This carton of milk with this dimension. Oh, sorry, I have to remove the C. So with this, a carton of milk with this dimension, this is the CBM of it, 0.035 CBM. So now, if my shipping company says that 1 CBM, they are going to ship 1 CBM. So if shipping 1 CBM, if shipping 1 CBM, 1 CBM equal to 520,000. And then let me tell us, this shipping per CBM changes, I think every 3 months. They review their shipping fee, whether by sea or by air. So every 3 months, it is subdue for review, whether it will go higher or to come lower. So 1 CBM is this, and then I'm not carrying a goods worth 1 CBM. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I will say that 1 CBM, which is 520,000 times my CBM, which is 0.035. So let me put it there. My CBM equal to so now this will not be, I'm going to multiply this now. So we have this already. So let me clear 520,000 times 0.035. So I'm going to be paying 18,200 to ship this carton of milk. So I'm going to be paying, so it's got to, in Naira, 18,200 Naira. So this is what I will be paying for this carton of milk. I'm paying this for this carton of milk. So that's just the calculation. So you can calculate it anyhow. Once you've gotten your LWH, then you can do your calculation. You can know how much it's going to cost you to ship a particular goods. So you can get this dimension, this length, width, and height from your supplier. You can ask your supplier, okay, what is the size of my carton? What is the dimension of a part of these goods? So he or she will send you the dimension. So you can now use it to calculate. So now let's go and check landing cost for C. Okay, let's check landing cost for C. So we have C landing cost. I said it aloud that landing cost means all the money you spend in total, all the money you spent in total is your landing cost. So, and then let's go. So we are going to consider firstly my cost of purchase. How much did I use in buying the milk? Is 345 RMB, and then I use what will I say? Okay, I use 345 to buy the milk. So let me say landing cost, LC. LC means landing cost. Okay, let me say write it in full. Landing cost is equal to cost of purchase plus cost of dispatch plus shipping cost. So all of these things total is your landing cost. Everything here is your landing cost. So let's now go. So let me say LC means landing cost equal to CP. CP means cost of purchase plus CD, cost of dispatch. Dispatch means from the seller, from the supplier down to your shipping company. There's a bike man, a bike rider, or a dispatch bike that will move your goods from your supplier down to the shipping company. So that's what I call the cost of dispatch. So in Chinese they call it courier. But for our normal understanding, I call it, because we use dispatch here in Nigeria, so I call it cost of dispatch. So lastly, plus, okay, since everything is coming as CC, let me use the word CX. So let me put cost of shipping. Okay, CS. So landing cost is equal to cost of purchase, cost of dispatch, and cost of shipping. So let's go. So a landing cost LC equal to cost of purchase. I think I said we bought it for 450, and if I'm using the word if because RMB price is not stable. You can buy it for 200 now today, you can buy it for 210 today, tomorrow you buy 220. The price always fluctuating as dollar moves and etc. So 450 that I use in buying a carton of milk times 220 means 220 naira. That is 1 RMB is equal to 220 naira. 1 RMB is equal to 220 naira. So 220 naira times 450 RMB equal to 90,000. 90,000. So equal to 90,000 plus the Korea. I think the Korea is 15. So therefore, okay, this is 99,000, not 90,000. 99,000. And then Korea is 15. So 15 times 220 naira, that's 3,300. Come here. 3,300 plus my shipment here is 18,200 plus 18,200. So all of this we are going to add together to get our landing cost. So therefore, let me go back to my calculator. So we have 3300 plus 99,000 plus shipping 18,200. Total is 120,500. So landing cost is equal to LC is equal to 120, I think 500. 120,500. So this is your landing cost from the beginning of the goods, and then this is your landing cost. So all the money that this carton of milk with this price, with this dispatch rider, with this dimension written on it, then it's going to cost you 120,500 naira. So thank you. Let us now check air shipping. For air shipping, the same, don't forget, it's still the same carton of milk. I bought a carton of milk for 345 RMB. Three, 4, 5 times 220. Oh, sorry. Is 40 is 75,900. Sorry. So So this is 75,900. Sorry for the error. I think I calculated with other figure. 75,900. 75,900. 75,900. So let's go and add it up again. 75,900. 75,900 plus Korea, which is 3,300, plus the shipment, which is 18,200, 97,400. Sorry, it's 97,400. 97,400. Sorry for the error. So this is what is going to cost you to ship a carton of milk of this RMB, of RMB, what cost 345 RMB, and this patch 15 RMB, and this length, width, and height dimension was written on it, then it's going to cost you, your landing cost will be 97,400 naira, while your shipment is just 18,200. So let's now go to C calculation. It's still the same carton of milk that we're still using as an example. So coming here, they are going to tell you we have different shipping company. To some, they are going to split your payment. To some, they will just tell you, for us to cargo a kg of 1 kg of goods, you are paying 14,000. To some, it's 13,900, 800 thereabout. So they are going to tell you this is the amount. And to some, they will say, okay, you are paying $10 for this, I'll be $7 for this, and then you are paying clearing. You are paying what they call them, this guy that stays on the road. Custom. You are paying custom duty. Custom duty is 1.5 per kilo, is 2,000 per kg, and etc. like that. But I will just sum everything together. Let's say that we want to ship this in with hair, and then they have told us that 1 kilo is plus the custom plus the shipment is 14,000. 14,000. 1 kg. 1 kg equal to 14,000 naira. 14,000 naira. And then what we are carrying is 4.5 kg, 4.5 kilogram. So this will now be times 4.5. Let's check our calculator. 14,000 times 4.5 kg. So you are paying 63,000 naira just for sending this down to you, equal to is equal to 60 what? 63k. Call it 63k, equal to 63,000 naira. They are going to pay just for shipping this same milk that will spend 18,200 naira for, while we are shipping with sea. But with air, we are going to be spending 63,000. So let's now check landing cost. Landing cost with air. Let's check landing cost with air. Landing cost with air. Where is it? Okay, let me just copy all of this from here. Okay, copy. Let's go to landing cost with sea, with air. come down again. So let me remove C and put air. So landing cost, air landing cost. So this air landing cost. So everything remain the same. Everything still remain the same. So landing cost equal to cost of purchase, which is normal, cost of dispatch, which is normal, and cost of shipping. So let's now go with the calculation. So LC equal to we said it's 75,900. That was my cost of purchase, plus 3,300 plus where's my plus shipment, which is CX 63,000, and the total will be, let me check the total. The total will be 63,000 plus 3,300 plus 75,900 So this is the calculation. So it's going to cost me 142,200. Total LC is equal to 142,200. 142,200. So this is the landing cost using C. This is the air landing cost for the same make that C landing cost is 97,400, but for air is 142,200, difference of like 50k. So therefore this is the difference between air and sea. Difference between air and sea. One is that air come quicker, within 7-10 working days. 10 to 14 working days, you have gotten your goods. With air, 10 to 14 days you've gotten it. But with sea, you are waiting 70, 80, 90 days before it comes. But meanwhile, the difference is clear. If you want it quickly, then you pay higher. If you want it steadily, you don't want to pay much, then you are going to wait for good number of days, like 80 days, 90 days, 70 days, as the case